Welcome back, everyone. Stumbles here, and today we are resuming our break and make construction company, where last time we tore down a wall, we built this shed, and this one magically appeared. We didn't build that one, but it's there. So let's get into it. Let's see what other work awaits us. Right now we don't own any equipment other than a sledgehammer and what you see here on our property. So let's see what we've got. What tools do we own? It says we own 2. Well, it's not entirely clear what tools we own. I'm assuming we own a sledgehammer, obviously. Maybe a regular hammer? I don't know. Could be. All right, let's take a look at our available jobs. So available jobs, we got park ground leveling, which requires light earthworks. Okay. Debris cleanup. Dig out old wires. I don't believe we can do the first one or the second one unless we buy ourselves a vehicle, which we have $15,380. We can buy this track loader, which would allow us to... Oh, no, we can't buy that. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's 50 grand. We can't buy that. Let's see. We've got this Elevate Compact Excavator. That is a dinky little thing. But we could buy that, and it would allow us to dig that trench. We can also go with this skid steer, which we've driven before, and that'll allow us to do the first one, which is this here, park ground leveling. I think that also gives us the ability to do the light debris cleaning. So it might make more sense for us to get the skid steer because it opens us up to do a little bit more. So we're going to buy the skid steer. Okay, that took longer than I expected. So now we have a skid steer. Now where that is, I don't know. So let's figure that out before we commit to one of these jobs. So our skid steer is there. Ha. And I'm now realizing the skid steer only comes as a skid steer. It doesn't come with a bucket or anything. So we need to do that. Lesson learned there. So assets, we've got our skid steer. We need attachments. From what it looks like, we're gonna need loader blade, maybe. Great for pushing things. Golly, these are pricey. What am I gonna need to be able to do this? Light. Can I see the what do I need? Level 70% of the marked area. This is an urgent job. Level the ground for a children's playground. Please use a laser level to ensure... We don't even have a laser level. Is that something you can buy? Electricity detector. I don't know about y'all, but I don't see a laser level. So... Right. All right, we're going to go with the loader blade. That's going to make us essentially broke. Oh, man. This could be a risky endeavor, but we're going to give it a go. And what is this one? Debris cleanup, urgent help needed. I need some help to load containers. Can we just take this one? Because that one seems easy. We can only take one job in a minute. We're going to take that one because it seems like something we can do easier and actually get some money back in the bank account. So let's details. What do I need? Light debris clearing. What do I? Sign. Use. So we have enough to do it. Okay. I was nervous there for a second. So our fixed costs, our expected income is going to be $1,900. But just to get the skid steer there and all that is going to cost us $70. So let's start. Let's get after it. All right, here we are. We've got our skid steer on site. It looks like we just need to load them into these bins. That's going to be my assumption. Could be wrong, but, you know, is what it is. So let's do it. These, I really should invert this because it screws me up every time. All right. Now if I can remember how to use it. Sweet. Let's do it. Logic would say push, right? You would think, maybe? I don't know. I like to think I'm logical. Oh, this thing is not strong enough to just push that entire set of debris. Tilt it up. Pick it. All right. Off we go. It's pretty cool. I like these kind of games. Oh. Should probably pay attention to how I get in this thing. Load it from the back. And actually dump it out. That would help. Man. Woo. All right. I feel like the skid steer we had before was faster, but maybe it's me, because this bad boy seems a little slower. Oh. Wasn't quite low enough to the ground. There we go. We're getting it. Whoa. Skid steer's a little, it's not liking the weight of the rocks that we have in here. I wonder what it's like driving in this thing. Let's try that. Nope, wrong way. Tilt. No! Pretty sure I just dumped all that out the backside. Dang. I'm gonna have to check. Does it matter if I did? Well, we're gonna find out. I'm not gonna check right now because we got a lot of debris to clean up. So we will opt for not checking. And since this thing isn't strong enough to push everything, we don't need to start from where we were starting. We'll just go straight into it. Boom. We won't lift it all the way up this time. Turn around. All right, let's get back inside because I think it's easier to drive. Like to get into the actual dumpster when you're in the cab of it, so. All right. And maybe it's easier to just do this in general from inside. Add some realism. That'd be kind of cool. I can't tell the angle of the bucket. Oh, yes I can. Thanks to that nifty little screen. That doesn't seem like it's accurate though. Oop. So what? Okay, so that's on the ground? How the heck am I supposed to make that assumption? Alright, well, either way. You guys getting dizzy yet? Alright, we're gonna put some in here. Gotta get those ones off. Oh. Did they go? Alright. I think they got them. Now, I'm wondering... I have an idea. I'm thinking it might be plausible to push little bits of it in at a time instead of having to pick it up every time. So let's give that a go, because that might work out. Whoop, wrong angle. All right, So let's take this. Got a few in there. And push it in. Okay. I'm not mad at that idea. Could work out. Let's try it again. The question is how much can I actually push before this thing gets bogged down? It looks like I can push quite a bit. No! Almost got stuck. We should probably move some of this in there. There we go. Look at us being a productive construction person. Am I able to pick some of this up by hand? How do I get out? I never remember how to get out. So like, oh, I can. That's perfect. Because if we look back here, I'm pretty confident. I totally missed. Yep. Missed. I need to throw it in. That was dumb. Okay. I guess it's there. Let's pick this one up. Boop, boop, boop. I don't feel like I know how to throw, or if that's even really necessary. He just kind of drops it. All right. Some of these it won't let us pick up. And I don't know if that's going to be an issue when it comes to actually finishing this, but we will see. All right, let's push the rest of this in there. Oh, nope. We don't want that door to open. All right, I think we can take a chunk of this. I'm struggling here. Okay, let's push this over here. Oh, man. There it is. Yeah. We got to tilt it out because it's not wanting to all empty. There we go. We left plenty in our wake. Oh, man. I feel like we're probably making a bigger mess than anything. I don't know if we're damaging our equipment. That's also another factor that I didn't consider. Does my little skid steer actually get dirty? Because if it does, that's cool. Alright. This is going to be a hefty load. Going right through the middle. Leaving debris in our path. We're just trying to push it in. Save ourselves some of the hassle. There we go. I don't know. I think that kind of works. If y'all think there's a better way, or know there's a better way, I'm happy to hear it, because I'm really just winging it. I've never worked construction. Always had sort of like that weird desire to do so. You know, instead of the normal day job stuff I do now. More of just show up, do your job, and get it over with type of thing. Which is sometimes just nicer. You know, one thing that I have driven some equipment before, primarily a forklift. You know, I did a little stint where I drove a forklift, and that was actually kind of fun. And I wasn't very good at it, but I did enjoy it. And my employees were much better at it than I was, obviously. That was their job, not so much mine, but they were far superior. 100% credit to them, because it was almost like an art. All right. We've gotten ourselves in a bit of a situation of rocks here. All right, now that we're out of that. Man, could you imagine if we had that front loader? That big bucket on that front loader? We would have been picking up debris like crazy. Boom. We are 60% all the way there. That's awesome. Good stuff. This thing is going haywire on me. Or it's just me. It's very likely it's just me. And it might be stuck. Nope. Look at that. We're almost like a pro. Except for not. Except for I still can't get these directions down to save my life. I keep hitting the arrows for the direction I don't want to go. And I'm still trying to figure out all of the arrows. Like, remember which arrow raises, lowers, tilts, and all that good stuff. I do have this part down. All right, 75% progress. I don't know how perfect this has to be, but I would like to get us to 100%. That would be my goal. I want to get that 5-star rating. I don't know what's going to keep us from getting that 5-star rating, but we're going to try and do it. Let's turn sharply. Maybe. That was actually probably stupid. Got it in there. I like that there's our logo on our skid steer. That's pretty cool. No one can take it from us because it's got our logo. All right. We are getting close. We will have our next job of debris cleanup done. It says we're at 90%. Right there is a huge chunk of that 90%. So let's try and scoop these in a way that can rotate and not leave them behind. Let's pick it up, because that might be the easiest way to get that in there. Those are like sitting right at the edge, so those will be fine. Okay. Now the question is, does it make sense to just pick up what's left? And since apparently I don't know how to throw. Why isn't it throwing? Come on, I should be able to throw. Do I just not know how to do it? I mean, that's a very likely. And I think this might actually be stupid. Okay. Yep. I'm not picking those up one by one. No, thank you. So we will use the skid steer to pick up the remaining. That was much easier anyways. All right, where are we at? What do we got left? Okay, we've got a few. As much as it pains me enough to pick one of them up each at a time, it might just be the easier thing to do and not take forever. Maybe my dude's just weak and I can't pick up more than one because he's just a little weakling. I can't pick that one up. I can pick this one up. So what do I do about the ones that I can't pick up? Do I just get dinged? Not okay with that. We saw how frustrated I got with my 4-star last time. I was not fond of it. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Alright. We might have to get the skid steer for that. Let's make sure we haven't dumped anything. Doopy-doopy-doo. I guess we'll call it. I don't know why we would need to heal. I don't even see where, like, us being hurt is a thing. Let's finish the job. Let's see what happens. That's right. 5 stars, baby. All right. Successful job there. Let's take a look and see what else we have as far as work goes. Available jobs. So we've got that ground leveling. We have park ground leveling. And then we have dig out old wires. We can't do that one yet because that would require us to have this excavator or a excavator. And that costs 10 grand. The big bad excavator, that one's 50 grand. Well with outside our range of abilities right now. But I'm thinking this park ground leveling. Level 70% of the marked area. Penalties and bonuses. Level 85%, level 100%. Get an extra bit of money. It's an urgent job. We're not that fast, so if there's a time limit, we're going to be screwed. But we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Let's add our excavator. Boom. We have what we need. Let's go do some leveling. We haven't done leveling yet, so this will be different. We've broken crap. And we've moved debris around. And we built a structure, so there's all that. But we have not leveled anything. So I'm excited to do some leveling. Let's move ourselves around. I like this little angle off to the offset from behind. Okay. Now, should get out and take a look at what we got. So we're supposed to level within here. And it just needs to be flat. Where do I put the dirt? Just anywhere? Well, I hope anywhere works because that's where I'm going to put it. And the level apparently comes with the job, so let's... Maybe we need to be in here and lower this to... How do I know if it's like the appropriate level? That part I don't know. Alright, we're going to push and see what happens with that. That basically did nothing. So let's angle our bucket a bit more. Okay, that's still not doing much. Okay, I think that's a little better. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell that anything is happening. Oh, I think I'm making a hole. I'm definitely making a hole. But let's make a pile. We had some dirt in there. Okay, so leveling wise, I think I kind of get it, but not really. So we're going to say, I don't know what those mean as far as like any of this means. Proximity, angle, position. I don't freaking know. All right, well, let's angle it a little more extreme and go across. I don't feel like that was the right call. No, that didn't do jack diddly squat. Oh, that's too much. Just a hunch. Oh boy. How did that bucket hold that much? Come on now. All right, let's try that. Oh. We're going to have to fill this in, I think. What is happening? use our bucket to maybe help us get out of this situation. Okay. Well, I don't really know. I feel like I did too much on that. We're going to move the dirt this way because I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. This is very sensitive dirt, it seems. So we have to be careful. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I gotta put some of that dirt back in there because I think that's screwing me up. Be helpful if I stop putting the bucket in the wrong direction. Okay, let's try. I think we're close, but just don't really know. Does my bucket just need to be level with the level? But see, then I've screwed up because I have this big hole here. So now I'm struggling to correct it. So we're going to try and approach this from the other direction that allows us to push that big pile that I made. Let's get inside. Nope, other way, other way, other way. We've got dirt in it. Let's start with that. And let's lift her up. Put that in there. Because I've messed this whole thing up. Just push, push, push. Okay. I don't really know, y'all. This is not as easy as it seemed at first, I'll tell you that. Making it level with the levels and the ground deformation is kind of weird. So that part's kind of screwing with me. All right. I pack that down. Not really. Okay. See, I just made a damn hole and I didn't mean to. I have to turn on my lights here because it's getting dark. So I don't know if I'm doing too much, too little, or the right amount. Yeah, you guys, this is... Y'all have played this before and it's easier than this, or I'm making it more difficult. Please let me know, because I feel like I'm definitely making it more difficult. All right, let's try that. So we're scooping it across. Lift this bucket up. And let's go dump this out. All right. I guess knowing how to use your equipment comes in super duper handy in this scenario. so that you don't accidentally adjust too much or too little. Is there like a time limit? I don't know if there is a time limit. I don't even think I've hit the minimum as far as how much I'm supposed to level. So let's try a different tact where I don't just go balls to the wall across the playground that we're making here, and instead I level out my bucket to the level I think it's supposed to be. There we go. Slower. Build the bucket up, lift it. This is probably how real construction works. To the dipshit way I was doing it. And let's try that. It might be better. Make sure we get all that out of the bucket. Okay. Now we should shift over here a little bit with this new strategy I'm trying. This is where the laser is actually changing. Or we've actually got the laser to change a little bit. And it seems level. Oh. Up. Lift it up a little bit. Alright. Okay. Feel like I can lower that bucket a little bit. Or angle it a little bit more. Just pick it up. Looks pretty full. I think this is actually working out better. So, progress. That pile's pretty hefty. Hefty. I'm so dumb. Alright. There. Yep. Let's get it. Just kids better be happy with this darn park. Otherwise, I'm gonna be angry. I want some appreciation for the struggles. That big bulldozer would have been easier, I think, but maybe not. So here's the strategy I'm going with, just so you guys are all aware of what I'm doing. I've decided keep the bucket angled, bring it all the way down to its lowest point. And then what I do is I try and level it with what I think appears to be the leveling. And then I just slow roll, right? Until I think the bucket's full. That looks pretty full. And we empty it out. I don't know if that's the right way. I haven't gotten any notification we've made progress to be like 50% of the way done or anything. So who knows? Could be the absolute stupid way of doing this. But in my mind, if I start at this edge here and I level it to almost the angle of my tracks and I just go straight on and not get so crazy with the speed and just take my time a little bit. Get the bucket full, turn around, and do it again. It prevents me like bouncing all over the place and like creating holes, which is what kind of got me in the crap situation, was making that hole. And I think we've kind of gotten over we've solved that. Again, so make that level-ish. And then we just can't go too quick, and we can't go beyond. See, that little dip right there is what will screw us up, I believe. And I don't want to. I want to continue to go from this angle over here, because I just screwed up the laser. No, what happens when you mess up the laser? Can I fix it? How do I put it back? I don't know how to fix the laser. That's definitely not right. Is that right? No. It was angled like this, I want to say. Kind of. But not really. Son of a cocker spaniel. Okay, let's go with that, because I don't know. So note to self, you can run over the laser. It's not indestructible, and very well could screw up everything you're doing. So if we have no success here, it's because I'm an idiot and screwed up the laser. But I still think we're making progress. Okay. This job is way more difficult than I expected it to be. But I think we're getting there. It's not easy to tell. Okay. And it's not easy concentrating and doing this one. Like in having a conversation. I'm just trying to get this level out, and it's not as straightforward as you might think. And doing it at night is probably not helping. We should have probably restarted our day before we made the decision to take on another job. But, you know, what do you know until you know? Exactly. So only the actual laser itself gets screwed up. In case you guys are wondering that part. You can drive over the other parts. I don't even know what the other parts do, really. But just don't run over the laser. Because putting it back is not super straightforward. And these trees are making it difficult for me to see. And we think we're level there. Can make slight adjustments to what you think is level as you go. If you don't think you're getting enough. But really the key I'm figuring is don't go too fast. And I always want to go super fast. Alright, so we're pretty close to level here. I don't know at what point you know you're for sure level. Well, we know we're at 70% of the way done. I want the 5 stars, but I don't know how plausible that is with this job. Okay, so that strategy seems to be working. Is just take your time. Don't go stupid fast. Don't cause your bucket to... or your skid steer to bounce up and down like I was. Get your bucket down and then level it with what looks like the level of your tracks. Maybe adjust as you go. And then as you do that, just continue to tread slowly and then pick up and then go dump. So that if you guys haven't played this before, you might be struggling with trying to do this particular one. If you chose to do this particular mission, keep that in mind. And that probably goes for any of these leveling jobs. is you gotta just be mindful of your bucket position. So don't do what I just did right there. And just go slow, right? Don't rush it. There isn't an actual time limit, even though it says it is an urgent need. I don't know what park creation is considered an urgent need, but apparently these kids really need their park. And it's an awfully small park, so I don't know what's being put here. We're only being hired for the leveling and not the other part, so we won't even address that fact. What, we're not good enough to do the building of the park? I feel gypped. Oh, see? Went a little too fast. And that could just be... Let's try and push this with us. Let's lift that up, because we are full, for sure. Go dump. I would like to do more than the 70%, but we're struggling with this one, so I don't know how realistic 70% or more than 70% is going to be. But we'll give it a shot. And we're level, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We're still doing a little bit of that dipping stuff and creating a not level surface. Got ourselves worked in here with a bunch of mounds. It would make sense if there was like a dump truck or something for us to put this in. But we are just creating piles of dirt that are going to have to be removed later. Just saying. Again, I don't work in construction, but my hunch is that you're just making more work by not picking it up and putting it in a dump truck. Look at that. We're at 85%. I did not expect us to be that far. Okay. So it's looking like it's mostly still over here, I would say, that we have the dirt we need to work with. So let's try and level out our bucket. I think it's level. It's hard to say over here. I feel like it could be more. Did we undo our 85%? Is that why it said it again? We keep getting the 85%, which means I think I'm making it worse. So I think we're going to say 85% is pretty solid. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's also not perfect. Hey, 85%'s a B. That's passing. See, we don't even have the 85% yet. I screwed it up because it says we don't get the bonus right now. I'm going to continue to try and get that 85%. All right, we got the 85%. I kind of stopped as soon as it popped. I stopped and I was like, okay, we got the 85%. Got out of the skid steer and there it is. We're going to be okay with 85% on this one until we get better. That was way more challenging than I expected it to be. Probably should not have done that job in the middle of the night. It is 3:25 a.m. when we did that job. So what does that tell you? We got 4 stars. 4 stars is still solid. We'll take it. That gives us another good chunk of money in the bank. We are now sitting at a total. Let's go find out. Let's take a look. We worked through the night on that one. We wanted those kids to have their park. We're now sitting at $6,400. So as we progress, we'll have some different jobs that we can take on. So we have a small brick building demolition we might be able to do. That'll be fun. Dig out old wires. I want to do that one, but I don't We don't have the excavator, and we can't do it right now. And then we have ground leveling again. Oy. All right, y'all. So that's where we're at. It's the middle of the night on our second day here with Make and Break, or Break and Make. I don't even know own company name. Break and Make Construction. We leveled some ground. We picked up some debris. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time when we take on some more challenging work.